Today we're asking, how can I make a video on my laptop? Hi, I'm Jeremy and I have worked in UK broadcast TV as a cameraman, DP and producer for over 20 years. I am passionate about business and entrepreneurship and have set up motion picture video production to help businesses get the very best out of their video. I want to encourage you to start making video content as soon as you can. And often lack of kit, or at least the perceived lack of it, is what stops people from cracking on and giving video a go. So now I'm going to walk you through the process of how to make a simple YouTube video using a computer with a webcam and a mic. And the aim of this is to show you how you can start to create content for your business even without a massive setup. Now I'm using a Rode mic setup here, which costs around about £200 or so, but the workflow I'm about to show you would work fine if you use some earphones with an inline mic, something like you might use for your phone. They would be absolutely fine in this scenario. So let's get started. So first up, to record, I'm going to use QuickTime, and this is available for both Mac and PC users. So off I go to boot that up, and you'll find it in the applications here on the Mac. And you have a few options here. If you want to just record yourself, then it's this option here, new movie recording, and then you'll see the camera output pop up. So at this point, let's just quickly consider a couple of things in terms of shots. First up, the lighting. So here I'm lit by the light coming from the window, which is over here. So when you're starting off, find a window or natural daylight and film just using that. So to be completely honest with you guys, in my setup here, I've also got another light, a fill light coming in from that direction, which is daylight balanced. But for the sake of the exercise here, just ignore that and make sure that when you're shooting your video, your face is lit by the daylight from the window wherever you're doing it. The second thing to think about is the background of the shot. Just try to make sure there's nothing too distracting going on in the background. There's not random stuff that looks like they're poking out the back of your head. If you give just a little bit of thought to these sorts of things, it really presents a little bit more of a professional edge to these kind of little videos, rather than a scrappier vibe, which may not do your brand any good. And that's a good point actually. These videos are all extensions of you, your business and your brand. It's like an extension of your shop window. So people will make all sorts of judgments about you based on what they see in something like this. So it's worth, I think, investing a little bit of time and effort in getting these little presentations the best they possibly can be. So before we talk about sound, which is critical, I'd just like to mention, could you please like, share and subscribe? I love offering you lots of actionable value that you can go away and do stuff with. Video is such a powerful business tool, and I'd really encourage you to take the jump and start using it to help your business grow as soon as you can. So, sound, probably the most important element to an effective video, which, you know, I'm a cameraman. That is an incredibly painful thing to admit, that sound is actually really critical, but it really is. Presuming you're recording on headphones with an inline mic like I showed you earlier, just consider where you're shooting. So try and pick somewhere that is relatively quiet if you can. So for example, don't try and film, by an airport or next door to a construction site. The thing is, if the source of the noise isn't in frame, it will become a massive distraction, because viewers will think, where's that noise coming from? And then before long, you've lost them. And here's a top tip which you should bear in mind whenever you make video. Ultimately, all of this, it's all about your audience. So make sure that you prep yourself, even for something as lo-fi as this. You see, your audience has chosen to invest their time in watching and listening to you. So make sure you offer them value and you cut to the chase. People are busy. Give them what they want clearly and simply. Ultimately, they'll thank you for it. So when we've recorded what we need and we're happy with it, just stop recording and save the file. The next stage is editing. So don't be scared. I'm going to be brief with this and try and keep things super simple. There's obviously so much you can do to make your videos look incredible in post-production, but the focus in this case is about simplicity, to encourage you guys to get on and make content. I don't want kit or software to block you from doing things. I want you to really jump in and give it a go. I suggest you check out my other more detailed tutorials about editing basics. But for this video, we're just going to top and tail what we've just recorded, and then we'll export it ready for upload to your website or to YouTube or wherever. Here we are in our editing software. This is Adobe Rush, but there are lots and lots of different editing software obviously on the market. I'll include some links in the description below for some really good ones. But effectively, what I've done is I have just imported the files, the video files, into the software, and then this area here is known as the timeline, and this is where you will scrub through your takes. These are a couple of takes here, one there and one there, and there's a couple of down there. And for the sake of this exercise, we want to keep it super simple. So all I would be doing at this point, if I was starting out, is literally just clipping the footage, and if there are any moments where I mess up, I'd then go in with my scissors. So here's a case in point where there is a little bit of a pause in proceedings. I obviously don't want to keep any of this bit here, and I want to cut in to where I start talking there. So all I do is I simply do that, and suddenly all of that egginess, or most of it at least, has gone. This is all we're doing at this point. So literally all you're doing is going through your footage, going through your rushes as they're called, and just clipping up all of the good takes. And then all you'd need to do after that is to make sure that each element makes sense. So once you've got a succession of clips, which are your effectively good bits, then you set about reordering them to make sure that they make sense overall from the beginning till the end. The critical thing, again, like I said before, is to make sure that you're getting to the point and you're offering really, really good value to your audience, so you maintain their attention. Really, at this stage, all we're doing is making the content make sense. And effectively what you're doing here is what's known in the trade as top and tailing. We're not doing any fancy editing, we're not doing any fancy graphics or anything like that. And then once you're happy with the arrangement of your clips, you'd simply go into an exporting pane. This one you happen to go through Share. Nowadays what's brilliant about a lot of the software is that there are inbuilt exporting preferences for things like YouTube, platforms like Facebook and such like. So literally all I'd need to do is choose whichever one of these I wanted, or if I just want to export a straight MP4, I'd then press export, and then that would be my video finished. So that, my friends, was how to make a simple video using a laptop, webcam and basic editing software. I hope you found this useful. Have a look at the other videos on the channel for deeper dives and more actionable content onto how to plan, create and implement videos that really will drive results for you and your business. I'd love to know your comments, or if you have any questions, just pop them in the comments section below. Also, if you've got any ideas about what you'd like me to cover off in future videos, I would love to hear from you, so please get in touch. Thanks for spending your time here, I really appreciate it. Also, I'd love it if you would share, like and ring that little reminder bell too, that would be brilliant. I really look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care and take action. Thanks for watching.